Hello everyone, and welcome to the first of something a little different. So, we were playing Cards and Castles, and we're going to wait until Cards and Castles 2 comes out at the start of November, and we're going to start playing that. But in the meantime, and maybe continuing on after, we're going to be playing some of this early access game called StoryBook Brawl. Now, StoryBook Brawl is an auto-battler, so there's that Hearthstone one, Hearthstone Battlegrounds, there's Teamfight Tactics, all those kind of games. They're all auto-battlers, and this is another one of those. This one has a wonderful theme, however. It is fairy tale and I guess like stories that you grew up with kind of themed, and some pretty explicit Disney theme as well. Like if you look right at the right of the screen here, there is a person in the background, and that looks exactly like, I guess, like Belle from Beauty and the Beast blended with the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. But yeah, there's a lot of like fairy tale and Disney overlap, which is very fun, very interesting, and nice to see. So we're going to be playing some of this. We're going to see how we do. I'm currently at Royal rank because I got to 2000 in rank. It seems like once you surpass a rank threshold, you can't then go below it, no matter like how bad you get, because I've lost a couple of games since, and I'm still at 2000, so that's good. Then we're almost up to the point where we can buy another character, because you can spend 4,000 of this dust on a character. I don't have any gems at the moment, and I've had 16 first place wins, which is pretty good, but we're trying to do better than that, and it obviously gets harder and harder because now I'm up against other royal level people, so some people that are maybe like 2400 and I'm down here on 2000, just scraping by. But anyway, we're going to jump in and we're going to play a game. So, I have bought Zelua, so I could use them, although I'm not playing very well with them. I keep losing because they don't really give you like a strategy early on, whereas like Merlin, it's more clear, it's play spells often. And then Wonder Waddle, for example, is, you know, get loads of animals at the start and get some cheap treasures, particularly if you get the blind mice. Let's play Merlin for a change. I do like Zelua, but Merlin's probably a better choice. There's no point doing that because we don't really benefit from it. I'm just going to grab this chicken. Could grab Humpty Dumpty, but I generally don't like Humpty Dumpty too much because it feels like you're kind of throwing away value in order to, I guess, save a few hit points. Maybe it is worth it, especially when you don't have like an obvious strategy at the start. If you're playing Geppetto, like this person is, then obviously you take the black cat if it comes up. But yeah, our strategy is cast spells and randomly earn points. So we actually want to sell here because I don't want the buff going onto the chicken because we would sell it. But now we have an opportunity to get a good amount of gold. Get some bonus gold, which will help us out. And that should also help us keep casting these cheap spells over and over. And hopefully if it sticks, then we're going to have, you know, a longer term boost on our kitty cut purse, which would be nice. Not really sure what kind of long game we're playing. There's that one treasure where if you cast a direct spell like we just did, then you get to cast another one. That's obviously amazing because it's just buff on buff on buff. We are going to be casting spells, so it's probably worth just leaning into that. Although maybe I'll grab... I do want a level 2 treasure. We'll grab that, and then we're going to cast this on this one. Oh, great, she got the buff. Oh no, she didn't. Oh wow, the buff went exactly where we wanted it. That's great. So now we're going to really farm gold. I'd quite like the health buff. Do I want to... yeah, I should probably consider the familiar as we're playing Merlin. It links in well with the cast as a spell strategy, so I think the cast spells over and over is level 3, so that's what we need to be looking for. Nice. We got an extra gold. So I think... Oh, well, I'll have a good target once I do that. I think I am just going to focus on casting more spells for now. We can buff some things. Not too... I mean, maybe that would have been better in the first slot, but I've already got some slay creatures, so I don't really want to get too many of them. Spellweaver could be nice. Yeah, long term it's worth putting in. I guess also the treasures which give you like cast a spell each turn, pretty great, because then you just get to trigger your ability even more. Do I want that Spellweaver? I don't think I want it more than I want other things. And I don't particularly want this spell. It's not great. I'd rather just I even lose as long as these slay, then I don't really mind. I should have switched my Minotaur to back row so they all stay alive to keep the buff on the kitty cut purse. Not the greatest trade. Well, you know, we kept it pretty minimal. Oh, we have another spellcaster. We are doing a bit of slay, so that's worth doing. Also, double buffs is pretty good. We're definitely going to cast that spell. I guess I don't... I mean, do I want to switch into dwarves? Dwarves and spells. Is that good? A lot of the spells have targeting for good and evil, and dwarves are very neutral, so... I think I am going to grab both. There's a random chance it will pay off. And we'll do that, and we'll switch that in there. And we'll switch those around to try and get that to trigger. It's an option, because we could get extra buff value, but I don't know. It's probably better if you're the potion master. Do you have a +4, 4/4 on it? Is pretty huge. Go on, let us slay with this. Yeah, nice. Cool, yeah, maybe we can do a slay build then. Unfortunately, there's no, like, slay get spells. Ah, damn it, they got an XP. So considering that, we don't really want those. I'd rather have a better spell. Do we push level? I think so. Let's do it. And we get a treasure as well, so that will give us some more insight into where we should be building. They're pretty bad. I'd rather have a level higher treasure. Oh, they did get the buff. Okay. Do I want to get double dwarves? Maybe I do. It keeps the options open. Because there's not much for slay opportunity right now. So if I do that, maybe I even switch that in there. Let's switch all of these around really quickly, and those around. Cool. We might get a couple of slay hits. I'm not sure, but we'll try. Because one thing I haven't really figured out with the game yet is how much should you like commit to a strategy from the start, or should you keep your options open and just play for value early on? Oh, that's a lot of cats. Not really doing much, those cats, though. Because they only have one attack, but that's what I want, the crystal ball. That would be amazing. So maybe we should even try and get a level 2 merge. Oh, okay. Maybe we are doing dwarves. It's pretty good to get. Let's get rid of that. We don't need it anymore. I do want to cast a spell, and I would like gold. So we'll get rid of that. So if we switch these around now, I think it's still worth having a little bit of slay in there. Yeah, that's a better one. Unless I want to take an attack buff, which is pretty good with these, you know, recurring units. Yeah, maybe I take the attack buff and roll. We could make that pretty huge. Let's commit to it. What are we getting rid of? Let's get rid of that. This can come in. I really want to keep the gold. I like gold. I don't want to triple those. I think we're doing dwarves. Even though I said that that might not work great, we're going to just do it anyway. Oh, that's a shame. Nice trade, though, in return. Again, nice trade. Uh-oh, Ranger. That's good for us. We might... Okay, we can't win, but... we can take less damage, which is nice. So yeah, they got things like this where we're not really casting lots of spells when we do that. I would very much like to convert that though. So we're looking for dwarves mostly now. Feels like that's what we've settled on. So let's give up on Slay and grab dwarves. We can take another dwarf as well. Did we get rid of this already? I mean, it was literally one turn we used it. Probably less likely to use the... we might want the health buff for that one. We're going to get rid of that. We're not going to use it. I'm going to take that and we're going to reroll. We're going to keep that because that's going to help us next turn. I think I'd rather have that in there. Maybe even have some big attack buff. Oh, I'm not sure. Okay, we stopped their Slay, which is good. We got an extra gold there. That is a pretty big Frog Prince. Oh, they've been buffing it over time. Okay. Yeah, we're not defeating that. Well, we got rid of an extra unit. That's a big hit, though. But we know we can get a level 4 or a level 3. I should take the level 4, but I kind of want to take the level 3. Let's take the 4, because we might get the caster spell every turn. Yeah, there we go. I think that's what we want, just for ongoing buffs. We'll triple our kitties, which, what's that going to get us? They all get a buff. We'll go with that. Then we're going to cast a spell to consume something. We're not going to use that health buff. And then we want to find ourselves some more dwarves. There is a triple of those. And another dwarf, so we can keep it going. The 10 attack is pretty nice. I think I'd rather have the 10 health. But let's take the treasure map for now. And I guess we just take the dwarf that is available. We've got the most buffs on there. Yeah. That's what we need. I mean, is that better? Ooh, I did not see the time there. Oh, we lost our attack boost. Okay. Yeah, we've lost so much of our... Are we gonna die here? Wow. Wow. Damn. Okay. This is where, if you know what you're doing, what would you have done differently? Should I have given up on the cats? Should I have not chased dwarves? I don't know, I feel like we were getting onto something, but we hadn't really had the opportunity to properly flesh it out, and we kind of got unlucky with the blast that took out our buff here that was double buffing this and giving huge benefit to this. This is usually 2 units, which will trade 2 units, so it's pretty solid. But man, oh wow, okay. That is a shame. So in order to make sure that this video, people think that maybe I won, or maybe it looks a bit more interesting, we're just going to look through some of the treasures. In the meantime, just to clock up some time on the video, because, you know, we want it to look like half an hour video, so that you can't just tell if I won or lost really early. What do I like playing with? Because I feel like the treasures is where I want to... No, you can never build strategy around treasures. But I think I need to get a lot better at knowing what is in what area. So like the slay abilities is all about level 3. Although the monster manual is pretty great. I don't even know if... I guess this is worth it when you get it, but you kind of want to replace it later. This one I really enjoy because I usually play the kind of spam builds where you just put out loads of things that spawn other things when they die. So you get a lot of value. I actually won in a really nice game where I had this and I had the mimic that was doubling that. So all creatures had +10 attack. And then I happened to get a tripled morphling, the one that changes when it slays something. I got one of those, which then I waited until level 5, slayed something with it because it had, you know, +10 attack, and then it turned into a upgrade because I upgraded it as well, and then it became an upgraded bear stain, which was amazing because all my creatures had +10 attack, so they all got +30 attack whenever they spawned in, and I just had these huge units that had like 100 attack and like 40 defense, just eternally on the front row, which was ridiculous. This one I don't really like. Yeah, it doesn't feel like the investment I want from something. I like the ones where they change your strategy. So like something like this, the +10 health, you can put a good boy there who will buff everything else. You can put a triple dwarf, the one that gets extra bonuses to get more value from it. Or you can just have just a big unit. If you want something that wants to slay multiple times, then that's a good space for it. So I'm a fan of the ones that change how you play, whereas this doesn't really. It just tells you to keep playing the game and it'll give you a random buff for fun. This one could be pretty great. Just often you're just like, oh, I'll just cast this thing, why not? This one I feel like doesn't give you enough value ever. But it is a level 3 one, so maybe that's fine. This one also just not amazing. This is pretty great. Not too much a fan of this. It doesn't feel like the buff is enough. Coin of Charon, amazing. Treasure map, amazing. Deck of many things, amazing. Dwarven Forge, amazing if you want to do dwarves. Terrible otherwise. I really like Fool's Gold. This thing is... It's just more money, which means... Because I feel like getting more money to buy more characters and get more treasures is more valuable than having spells occasionally, and you can always rotate this out later. So usually I feel like the build comes from, you know, what you put on the table, and the spells aren't helping you too much, especially when they usually have random targets. So usually it's a case of yeah, having 4 extra gold each round is just a huge benefit, and the drawback isn't much. Obviously if you're playing Potion Master or Merlin, it's kind of annoying, but sometimes I have taken it because the particular build I had at the time benefited more from getting 4 gold than it did from having spells. That's probably just me being a bad player though. Forking Rod is good, but it's not as good as having the Crystal Ball. The Crystal Ball is just better. I think, to be able to cast 2 different ones potentially. Hidden Cache kind of buffs the things you don't want to get buffed, kind of, which is a shame. Gloves of Thieving can be really good if you're having a bad time and you need to catch up. This one I think is pretty terrible. Yeah, don't like it. Reduplicator, amazing if you are playing Romeo, and if you manage to get the crocodile that eats the spell crocodile that eats one of your characters, then that's pretty amazing. I haven't actually tried that in game, but that would be ridiculous. You just obviously put your first slot and you'd leave a space next to it for whatever ridiculous character you have ready to pop out. Prince and Princess have +4/+4. It's alright. Doesn't feel like a level 4 treasure, but obviously if it was earlier it would be way too powerful for what it is. +3 attack doesn't seem to change much. This one I don't actually know how it works fully, because I've done it before, but if you then do it for another round, does it then double it again? Does it just like really stack up? Because that sounds really cool and would be great if you have the piggy bank, because then you can just aggressively search for one, lock it a couple of turns, and that's going to change a lot. Ambrosia can be really useful, but it's very build specific, but usually there's space for it, even if it's upgrading the treant that gives more boost to the treants in front of it, or if it's upgrading is it Prince Arthur, who gives all your upgraded princes and princesses more attack, then you just get more buff each turn for your back row where you're not really doing anything. This one I do not think is very good, because you can't choose how much your enemy's characters die. You can't choose if they're going to have just 7 creatures or if they're going to have 20 creatures on their board. And even then, if you're not playing the same strat as them, you're not really getting great value from it. Exploding Mittens is pretty bad, particularly if they are playing the level 3 evil treant that gives plus attack when things survive damage, or if they're playing dwarves where they have that other guy who gives everything a boost, in fact gives them more of a boost than this takes away, so often you're just helping your opponent. Hand of Midas, pretty amazing, but can be really frustrating when you see a triple there and you're like, well, I don't want this upgraded, but I also want the triple. Slay attacking twice, huge, so good, particularly with upgraded Lancelot. He just becomes unstoppable. What else do we have? Support affects all front row characters in a Slay build. This is particularly good when you take the princess that gives Slay +1/+1, and you take the level 5 character who gives support. Slay triggers 3 doubled twice and 3 times if upgraded. It's just ridiculous, and the amount of Slay animations you have to watch is impressive and exhausting. Helm of the Ugly Gosling. I have used it before, and I tried to play princes and princesses and get the mage who attacks when a prince or princess dies to benefit from it, but +15/+15 is not huge, especially late game. It's usually not enough. Mimic, amazing. Monkey's Paw, usually pretty great. Usually having a +6/+6 across everything apart from one character is better than having an extra character not having this. So usually you can work around this quite easily, particularly if you've got a build where you have something that spawns more than itself. Oh my, Monkey's Paw and the Duplicator, and then you Captain's Croc to swallow one of your creatures. That would be exceptional. Staff of the Old Toad, pretty great. I really like this one. Makes it way easier to get the things you need and to triple things. This can be pretty powerful. but you have to really play a build around it. And I guess towards the end, you're getting like a +10/+10, which is nice, but not transformational. People seem to pick this a lot, but I'm not that much a fan. I think it's just +5 attack and +5 health don't seem to be game changing. The Tree of Life, however, amazing, because if you have a big unit, it can now take 2 huge attacks, which is a big deal. And Beginning Stone, I don't think I've ever had this. I'd love to play a build that it works on. I wonder if you can... as Peter Pan, you'd have to get triple mice, and then you'd have to get the treasure, where you get 1-2 levels higher, and then triple mice again. And if you can do that, then this is amazing. But otherwise, yeah, not quite. Evil Eye, amazing if you stack it with the support bonuses, affect your whole front row, just beautiful. Magic Sword, obviously amazing. Even if you just put a baby bear, where you get 3 units that each have +100 attack, which is almost an insta-kill on anything, is good. But obviously, the real one is you put Good Boy in there, and then you're rolling. I've never chosen this because it's always been too late, and I am pretty bad at getting lucky with the treasures early. Or maybe I'm not doing the strategy right to do that. So, not amazing. I don't know, it's obviously a great ability, but I feel like there are better ones than this for the time that you would get this. If you can get it early, obviously go for it, but I feel like, example, the Singing Sword, way better, just so good, and the Spear of Achilles as well, just really good, especially if you've got lots of units. Wand of Weirding, I have never had this, and also I've had how many level 7s are there? Okay, there's 6. What choice did I have? I had Mirror as a choice, I had Fairy Queen's Wand and the Round Table, and I took Fairy Queen's Wand because it was the right one I needed at the time. I have once had an opportunity to have the Holy Grail. What did I take instead? I think I took Mirror. I've never had Excalibur. Excalibur looks incredible, and I wish I could have it. And the Phoenix Feather as well looks amazing, but have not hit those. They are pretty hard to trigger. Yeah, I feel like these are quite hit and miss. Like, they can be amazing or absolutely terrible, and what can you do about it? Mirror doesn't really work if you play... What does it work with? I guess you want Last Breath abilities that aren't spawning more things. But is that good? I'm not sure. It's difficult. But yeah, Phoenix Feather is just your whole board is now just better. Holy Grail, I guess you have to be quite fast. I'm assuming it is like you have infinite gold, and you just refresh, triple, refresh, and you probably run out of time pretty quickly because you're just aggressively refreshing. And then Round Table, I feel like you have to have the right build that comes up for this. Although if you combine Round Table with like the double the attack of front row, then I mean, pretty amazing. I don't know which triggers first. I guess they always have boosted attack, and then at the start of the brawl they get health up to that, which is pretty huge. So, but then you're getting a level 6 treasure and a level 7 treasure, which if you're triggering that, you've probably already won anyway if you've managed to get both of those. So we'll see. But anyway, that is all we're gonna have time for. I've managed to drag the video out a bit so that, you know, people watching from the start don't go, oh wow, long game, I guess he won. Instead they're like, oh, I wonder what happens, and they will find out when they watch it. But I do really love this game, and I'm enjoying playing through it. I need to work out who I want to buy more. I think I might support the game as well with the little £5 early access pack for 3 heroes. Sounds pretty good. Some emotes. The frame is nice, I guess. Not going to drop $120 on it though. That's a bit much. But yeah, maybe. We'll see. And I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you are enjoying something different. Let me know what you think of this game. I am more than happy to create some kind of like tutorial taking people through it, because I imagine most people on my channel have not seen this kind of game before and might not have seen any auto battlers before. So I'm more than happy to put that together. Let me know if that's something you think you'd be interested in. And apart from that, be sure to like it if you want to see more of it. And if you don't want to see more of it, just like it as well. Why not? And then subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one, next week on Tuesday, for StoryBook Brawl Episode 2.